All right, so I've done a first impressions or a first look video, a negative video, and this is installment 3 of kind of a build series that I'm going to do on this Kayo K6 EFI that I bought. And this video is going to be about positives. So this bike, obviously, being a cheaper bike, being less expensive, cheaper is kind of a derogatory term for bikes like this. But being a less expensive bike, there are some positives for sure, 100%. So as per usual, kind of start at the front, work our way to the back, like I do with all my videos. One positive about the bike are the way it looks. I think it's a sharp looking bike. Starting at the front, obviously working the way back. It's got the aluminum forks. It's got the front fender. It's not super gaudy looking. Doesn't have those weird little wings on it that some of the bikes have now. It's just kind of a sharp looking bike. That CRF 450 RL headlight is sharp looking. The fork decals, the rear shock decal, the black rims. It's just a nice looking bike overall. Plus the orange frame is just, to me, sharp looking bike. A thing that I don't particularly, or one thing that I do particularly like, rather, about this bike are the brakes. Brakes are halfway decent. They're not as good as the Nissans, obviously, and they did take a little breaking in, but when I broke them in, pretty fantastic. I like that quite a bit about this bike, and I do like the black wheels as well. They look very sharp, and they've held up to a lot of abuse. Another thing that I really like about this bike is the suspension. Being it's Fast Ace is the brand, same as SZC on the GPX bikes, and I think the in-house brand on the Kove's as well. Pretty much all the same, made in the same factory, but the suspension is very good. Now, when we were riding West Virginia, did some pretty aggressive stuff on it, hit some jumps, and a couple times I thought when I hit a jump and I was going pretty fast and I got a decent amount of air, I was like, when I would ride the CRF, it would be like, ooh, this is going to hurt when I land. And it usually did on the CRF. CRF has this archaic suspension on it. Just doesn't handle that kind of stuff particularly well. But this suspension, shocking bottom out resistance. Just very good overall. The compression damping, just straight from the dealership, was a huge improvement. Now, one thing I am going to do in the future is mess with the clickers. I might stiffen it just a little bit, although I've lost about 20 pounds. So we'll see about that. Kind of getting back in shape here. So we'll see. But front forks, another positive about this bike. Another positive about the bike is the fact that it comes with 1.1/8" bars from the factory. Really like that. They're rugged, they feel good, nice width. And overall, the cockpit of the bike is just fantastic. The bike feels very good to ride, very reminiscent of a KTM. I rode my buddy's YZ250X. Similar cockpit feeling to that. It's just full-size bike, unlike the CRF, which is more of a 7/8 size bike. Having that full cockpit and the higher bars just makes it feel really nice on the trail. Another thing I like about this bike is the seat. The seat is pretty grippy. It's a basic seat, but I found it was decently comfortable and grippy when we were on the trails. Another positive about the bike is the fact that it has a cooling fan for the radiators, and it does work. I have tested it, and it does work. So very happy with that. Another thing I like about this bike is the exhaust. It has an expansion chamber, and it is a real expansion chamber to a glass pack exhaust. There's my nice scratch from my wreck. Really like the exhaust on it, especially the expansion chamber. It has very nice refined sound. It's shockingly good. Another thing positive about this bike is the fact that it has a kickstart. Of course, it is electric start. And the button that's a kill switch right there. Should have known that off the top of my head, but I did not. So it has electric start, but the fact that it has kickstart backup and it works as well, I've tried it, is very good. So I do particularly like that about this bike. Moving further back, I like the fact that it has linkage suspension. That is a positive about this bike, and the stock foot pegs are a positive about this bike. Now, a lot of stock factory foot pegs are not very good. I will eventually replace these with ones with replaceable studs. Probably going to get them in anodized blue color. But the stock foot pegs are huge. Very good, grippy, decently grippy, especially as far as factory foot pegs are concerned. So I particularly like that about this bike. And I have to say the third, or not third, I don't even know what number I'm at. I've lost count. But the last thing I really like about this bike, and this is probably going to be shocking to you because I hate the front tire so much, is the rear tire. Now, it's the same brand. So not a high quality tire by any stretch of the imagination. And I am trying to find a DOT stamp on this one, but I have not been able to find one. The wheels are DOT rated right there, but I have not been able to find a DOT or NHS stamp, not highway safe stamp on this tire. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I would just have to look some more, and I'm not going to do that right now. But I will say the rear tire on this bike is very, very good. Tread spacing as well, super aggressive side lugs, and I was very pleasantly surprised on the trails with the grip that this rear tire has. Like, shocked, very shocked. So I'm not going to replace that right away. I'm going to wear this tire out. I'm going to get the full life out of this tire just because I don't hate it. It's surprisingly good. But I'm going to replace the front tire. So those are some of the things that I really like about this bike. Positives, just right off the bat. I'm going to make more videos as I continue to modify this bike, and I'm going to make some videos on some modifications that I've already made to this bike. And then we're going to kind of continue from there as I continue this build. So stay tuned.